Anyway, so here I am now. So let's see what happens to this Pope thing, dude. I mean, seriously. If the Pope does not get elected or someone's weird, it's some alien savior. Oh, that's what I'll tell you too. I want to recommend three authors or three books. Anything you can find on these guys. Bud Hopkins from the 80s. Bud Hopkins. Or John Mack, who's hit by a car walking in the street and murdered. Well, whatever. Suspicious, whatever. John Mack of Harvard. And Charles Jacobs of Temple, I think it was Temple University, something like that. Dr. Charles Jacobs, if I'm not mistaken. And his last name is Jacobs. But basically, those three, he wrote the book, The Threat. I want everybody to read The Threat. Basically, they all three, see now everybody, they don't even either talk about it at all. Remember, but basically, when we dropped those A-bombs and shit, hydrogen bombs, blasting them all over the place in the oceans and the upper atmosphere, like the Operation Fishbowl, or you drop them in Midland Island, wherever you drop them at, right? Midway Islands, or wherever the fuck, basically test sites in Nevada or New Mexico. Now, where do you see UFOs at? Usually around former nuclear test sites or nuclear facilities. And the reason for that is they blasted holes in the dimensional rift there. They ripped holes in the dimension. You know, like when there's an ozone layer hole? Well, there's a hole right there into the gates of hell. When you blew that fucking hole in there, basically that's why you see spaceships coming out of that motherfucker. They're interdimensional beings from hell, actually. That's why you don't see the life of them anymore. You look in their eyes, you can't see life, the life of God, because they're in hell. They're coming out of hell, these beings. And basically, there's CERN right under Geneva, CERN in Europe, and they're the hydrogen collider. They're running at the speed of light to see what the hell's going on, and for as fast as they can. The God particle they discovered, I think, and all kinds of shit. But basically, they're smashing electrons together, and they're trying to rip the dimensional hole into another dimension, i.e. hell, and they've actually been communicating with beings in that other dimension, and they're actually releasing it now. They're releasing these demonic beings, and they're going to be released upon the land. But anybody that's a Christian, God marked already. He put his mark on your forehead. Now, everybody doesn't have that mark. It's said to be tortured by these motherfuckers. If you don't have the mark of God on your forehead, you have the mark of the beast, because you never got saved. You never got saved. So you're of the world, mark of the beast. You're like a beast of the field. You're not of God. You're not of God. You're just of the world. So just like when